You're listening to The Marne Report.
Well, hey, Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield, Molly here with your latest edition of the Marne Report podcast. Today, I am joined by Stephanie from MWR, and we are going to talk a little bit about home-based businesses. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for being on the podcast with me today.
Thank you for having us.
So, tell me, before we start, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do with MWR.
So I'm the Chief Financial Manager with MWR, and I'm a glorified bean counter. But one of the big things that my branch does for the community is that we assist the residents on post to get the proper approvals, which is through the Garrison Commander, so that they can launch their home-based business.
Cool. So, let's give everybody a rundown about exactly what is a home-based business, who can do it.
Okay, so anybody who is a resident on post can become a home-based business. Basically, if you are selling something, if you're providing a service, you would qualify for that. It can be as simple as a dog walking business to as large as a Cincy operation or a
like arts. I'll tell you, like arts. Everybody's an artist, right?
Yes, everybody has those little, like we have a few jewelers on post, they like to make their jewelry. We have a quilter, we have a baker.
I do have one question about that. So say I make t-shirts, right? Mm-hmm. And I have an Etsy shop. Do I need to set up with you guys my home-based business, even though I'm selling through Etsy or, another web company like that?
The short answer is typically no.
Okay.
One of the things that you can get into is like how fast your business will grow.
Okay.
And if you are going and talking to your friends that live on post or some of your colleagues or coworkers, and you're kind of branching out that way, that's
Sure.
when you're starting to get into that area where you probably need to start the process of getting you approved on post.
Sure. So when it becomes more of a business and less of like a onesie twosie hobby.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Again, I'm a bean counter. I like to follow the rules. So
of course.
For me, if you're doing anything outside of a normal 9 to 5, I would always err on the side of going through the process. The process does seem daunting at first, but
Sure.
that's what my branch is here for. We are here to help you along through this process.
Sure.
There are a lot of signatures that are needed and required, but again, my branch, my coordinator will actually be doing that for you.
Okay.
We just need to make sure that you have the appropriate documentation. And one of those is, you need to be registered with the state. You need to be have your insurance, your liability insurance for your business, and those are some of the minimum requirements.
Sure.
If you are a baker, then there's other requirements. If you have
Sure.
cosmetics, there's other requirements. But again, those are the two main ones. And then we try to, we get it through, we get it signed by the Garrison Commander, we get you your letter, and then you're good to go for at least 3 years.
Very cool. So anybody out there who actually does have a home-based business that needs to get registered with you guys, what's the process? Where do they need to go?
So the best way to do is to go to our MWR Fort Stewart website and do a search of just home-based businesses, and
Sure.
it'll get you right there. It'll have the like I said, it'll have the form where you'll be able to download it, and then you just fill it out. You return it back to our email address that we have posted on there, and we get you taken care of.
Cool. So tell me, what's going to happen to somebody who's like, whatever, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and not register my business? What happens? What do they run the risk of?
When living on post, you do have to follow post guidance, regulations, and even the housing guidance and
Sure.
regulation. And one of the scary things, and again, it's super scary, is the fact that you could lose your privilege of living on post for
Wow.
doing this. Like it can be that serious.
Wow. Okay.
So again, that's why I always like to err on the side of caution.
Course.
My team is an excellent team. We help you through the process, and there are people who have come to us in the last few months, and we're like, no, you don't really qualify for this.
Sure.
And we help them through. So again, just always.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you say like food, cosmetics, you're really here to support these businesses and make sure that they're doing everything on the up and up as well, right? Because when you get into things like that, that could make their customers sick, you know? So get with MWR, y'all, because they're going to make sure that you're safe, that you're keeping the community safe with your products. And they're also going to make sure that you can keep your house on post. Hello. Big deal.
Big deal.
All right. So you guys actually have a pretty cool event coming up where you've partnered with Georgia Southern University. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So I'm super ecstatic. This is me. I'm gonna geek out here. So the event's called Operation Startup. Our team kind of came across this like 6 months ago of like, we're hitting a wall with, the residents on post are frustrated. No one really knows where to start.
Mm-hmm.
No one really knows where up is, right?
Sure.
And so we came up with this idea of, well, let's just make this a one-stop shop where somebody who is interested in starting a business and starting that new chapter in their life, they can have inspirational speakers that are going to help them, talk about their trials and their wins. And then we're also going to have some local businesses that would help with getting you started. It's a great opportunity. If I was a home-based business or somebody starting up, this is a huge, wonderful opportunity that I would definitely jump on.
Sure. So is that just for people that have home-based businesses on post, or if you live off post, can you?
Off post as well. It is open to any DoD cardholder.
Okay.
And there is some small requirements. We do have some registration. It is a free event, but we do have some registration just because we want to make sure that we have enough room. We are in Stewart's Club, so we want to just make sure we have enough seating.
Sure.
Some of the event details is that it is February 1st. The event will kick off at 1700 and go to, which is, I'm sorry, that's military talk, 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Doors will open at 4:15, and that's to get you checked in.
Sure.
There will be a goodie bag. We're going to have some raffles, or you'll get your raffle ticket for the prizes. One of the main prize is a vlogging kit.
Wow.
Yeah. This is like right up your alley. So like my girlfriend was Pocahontas.
Yeah.
So like this is something new to me.
Yeah.
But it's it's a cute little kit, starter kit to get your business up and running.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, you're exactly right when you say that people don't want to start their own business. You really don't know what end is up and where to start. I mean, everybody's got a Cricut, everybody's cutting stuff out and ironing stuff on shirts or putting it on something. And you realize how easy it would be to like make money doing something like that, right? You go to all these craft fairs and it all starts there. So this is really cool for someone's hobby to just really take off and become a lucrative business.
Correct.
So this is really awesome that you guys are doing this.
I mean, I will have one more plug is that another reason why I stand behind the home-based business process is that it does go with you. So I was a former military spouse, and I know the pain and the struggles of packing up your stuff and going and trying to reestablish yourself. And so at least this is kind of going to give you some continuity between post to post.
Sure. Yeah, I love it. And then you're partnering with GSU on this. What is their role?
We are. So they're going to be one of our keynote speakers, Ms. Catherine Blake.
Yeah.
She's extremely knowledgeable.
Sure.
She's got the information off post, right? She has the ins and the outs. She will be able to help you and facilitate those relationships with outside sources.
Sure. Well, that is great. This is awesome. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add about the event or just about home-based businesses or your program with MWR?
So again, I can't speak enough of this. Operation Startup is I'm super excited about it. I would love to see everybody there. And just don't forget to register.
Perfect. All right, you guys, go register. All you got to do is go online to the Fort Stewart MWR website, and all of the information will be right there on the homepage. Well, Stephanie, Stephanie, thank you so much for being on the podcast with me today. This was such great information. All of you makers out there, I hope that you show up to this event. It's going to be fantastic. And if not, make sure that you're getting those businesses registered through MWR so you can stay on post and live happily in your home.
Exactly.
All right, everybody, that's it for this week's edition of the Marne Report podcast. This is Molly signing off.
In the coming months, you might hear a lot of noise coming from Fort Stewart as our brigades go into ranges for gunnery. Cold weather and overcast skies can tend to amplify the noise. Don't worry, that's just the sounds of freedom. If you have any concerns about noise, please feel free to call 210-9375.